In an age of kings and prophets, where faith clashed with power, one name echoed with both terror and fascination. A queen whose ambition knew no bounds, whose beauty was matched only by her cruelty. She defied a nation, challenged a god, and left a legacy written in blood and fire. This is the story of a woman who became a legend, a symbol of corruption, and ultimate downfall. This is the story of Jezebel. Our story begins in the 9th century BC, in the wealthy coastal city of Sidon. Jezebel was a Phoenician princess, daughter of the king, raised in a world of luxury and power. She worshipped Baal, the storm god, a powerful deity in her culture. But her destiny lay not in Sidon, but in the neighboring kingdom of Israel. A marriage was arranged. She was to be the wife of King Ahab of Israel, a political alliance meant to bring peace and prosperity. But it would bring anything but. When Jezebel arrived in Israel, she didn't come alone. She brought her gods, her priests, and her unshakable belief that her way was the only way. The people of Israel worshipped Yahweh, the one true God, and had a covenant to worship no other idols. But Jezebel had other plans. She saw their faith not as a sacred tradition, but as an obstacle to her influence. With King Ahab completely under her spell, she began her campaign. She persuaded him to build a grand temple to Baal right in the capital city, Samaria. She supported hundreds of Baal's prophets with royal funds, giving them status and power. Slowly but surely, the worship of Baal began to spread through the land, like a shadow creeping over the heart of Israel. For Jezebel, it was a triumph. For the faithful in Israel, it was a betrayal of everything they held sacred. But one man dared to stand against the queen. His name was Elijah, a prophet of God, rugged and fearless. He appeared before King Ahab and declared that because of their idolatry, God would bring a severe drought upon the land. For 3.5 years no rain fell. The rivers dried up, the crops failed, and the people starved. It was a time of immense suffering, a direct challenge to Baal, who was supposed to be the god of rain and fertility. Furious, Jezebel blamed Elijah for the disaster. She ordered a massive persecution, hunting down and executing God's prophets wherever they could be found. It was a dark time, a reign of terror where faith in God was a death sentence. But Elijah, protected by God, remained hidden, waiting for the right moment to reveal the truth. That moment came at the end of the drought. Elijah boldly challenged Jezebel's power in a dramatic showdown on Mount Carmel. He proposed a contest. Let the 450 prophets of Baal and him, the lone prophet of God, each prepare a sacrifice. They would call on their gods, and the one who answered with fire from heaven would be declared the true God. The king and the people agreed. The prophets of Baal went first. From morning until noon, they cried out to their God. They danced, shouted, and even cut themselves in a desperate frenzy. But there was no answer, only silence. Then it was Elijah's turn. He calmly repaired the broken altar of the Lord. He placed the wood and the sacrifice on it. And then he did something strange. He had the people douse the entire altar with 12 large jars of water, so much that it filled the trench around it. There was no way any hidden fire could light this sacrifice. With everything soaked, Elijah prayed a simple, powerful prayer to God. Instantly, fire fell from the sky. It consumed not only the sacrifice, but the wood, the stones, the soil, and even the water in the trench. The people witnessing this incredible miracle fell on their faces and cried out, "The Lord, He is God! The Lord, He is God!" The power of Baal was broken, and Jezebel's prophets were defeated. That very day, the rains returned, ending the long drought. You would think this would be the end of Jezebel's reign, but her pride was as strong as ever. When she heard what had happened, she wasn't humbled. She was enraged. She sent a messenger to Elijah with a chilling threat. "By this time tomorrow, I will do to you what you did to my prophets." Even the fearless Elijah was shaken, and he fled for his life into the wilderness. Jezebel's grip on power, it seemed, was unshakable. Her cruelty reached a new low with the story of Naboth's vineyard. Naboth was a common man who owned a vineyard next to the king's palace. King Ahab wanted the land to expand his garden and offered to buy it or trade it for a better one. But Naboth refused. The land was his family's inheritance, passed down for generations, and according to Israelite law, it was not to be sold. Ahab, used to getting his way, went home sulking like a child. When Jezebel saw him, she mocked his weakness. "Are you the king of Israel or not?" she asked. "Get up and eat. I will get you the vineyard of Naboth." And she devised a wicked plan. She wrote letters in the king's name, sealed them with his seal, and sent them to the elders of Naboth's city. The letters commanded them to proclaim a public fast and accuse Naboth of cursing both God and the king, a crime punishable by death. 2 scoundrels were hired to bear false witness against him. The elders, fearing the queen, did exactly as she commanded. The innocent Naboth was dragged out of the city and stoned to death. With Naboth gone, Jezebel went to Ahab and said, "Now you can take the vineyard you wanted. Naboth is dead." Ahab went down to claim his prize, but he was met by an unwelcome visitor, Elijah the prophet. Elijah delivered a terrifying prophecy directly from God. To Ahab he said, "In the place where dogs licked up Naboth's blood, dogs will lick up your blood. Yes, yours." And for Jezebel, the judgment was even more grim. Dogs will devour Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel. Her evil had been witnessed, and her fate was sealed. Years passed. Ahab died in battle, and his blood was licked by dogs, just as Elijah had prophesied. Jezebel, however, lived on, watching her sons rule and continue her wicked ways. But the day of reckoning was coming. God had chosen a new king to bring judgment on Ahab's house, a fierce army commander named Jehu, anointed in secret. Jehu rode with furious speed toward the city of Jezreel, where Jezebel was staying. As his chariot approached, a watchman announced his arrival. Jezebel heard the news. She knew her time was up, but she would not go down cowering in fear. In a final act of defiance, she prepared herself. She painted her eyes, arranged her hair, and stood at a window overlooking the city gate, ready to face her executioner not as a victim, but as a queen. When Jehu's chariot stormed into the courtyard, she shouted down at him, "Have you come in peace, you murderer?" Jehu looked up and yelled, "Who is on my side? Who?" 2 or 3 eunuchs, her own servants, looked out from the window. "Throw her down," Jehu commanded, and they did. They threw her from the high window. Her body was trampled by the horses of Jehu's charging army. Later, Jehu, remembering she was a king's daughter, ordered his men to go and bury her. But when they went to find her body, there was almost nothing left. Just as Elijah had prophesied, the dogs of Jezreel had devoured her. All that remained were her skull, her feet, and the palms of her hands. The prophecy was fulfilled to the letter. Jezebel's story is a powerful and sobering tale about the corrupting nature of power, the danger of pride, and the consequences of turning away from truth. She had everything: beauty, wealth, and influence, but she used it all for manipulation and evil. Her legacy is not one of a great queen, but a warning that no matter how high you climb, pride and wickedness will ultimately lead to a great fall. Her name, even today, is synonymous with a manipulative and shameless woman. It's a timeless reminder that true strength isn't found in earthly power, but in humility, justice, and faith. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that dives deep into the powerful stories that have shaped our world. Let us know in the comments what you think is the most important lesson from Jezebel's life. See you next time.